Peaker plants and a substation will further guarantee Riverside's future access to electricity.
The key to that for us is to build a new substation that we're planning to construct here in about 2011, 2012. Again, a long-term, forward-thinking, a lot of planning to build a facility. It's going to provide us a second connection into the California grid. It's about a $125 million project, but it will provide us a lot more security, a lot more reliability.
And if the only time you think about electricity is when you receive your bill, then the system is working, the power is on, and the planning has paid off. Riverside Public Utilities also offers free utility bill audits. A visit to your home by an energy expert can identify more ways to save. Learn more by visiting riversidepublicutilities.com. Riverside has been making an aggressive push to go solar. One library in town is helping the city achieve that goal. The buzz around Riverside's Casablanca Library isn't about the books, it's about the installation of one of the largest solar power projects in the entire city.
Well, this one is a mammoth. This is where Riverside Power has hit a megawatt. And we're glad that we get to celebrate this opportunity with them. It's just as exciting as can be.
What would otherwise just have been covered parking will now serve three purposes: shade, then electricity for the library, and plenty of extra power for Riverside Public Utilities grid.
Riverside right now is getting about 14 to 15% of its power is from renewable resources.
This project will help RPU pass an important milestone.
So we're just days away, literally in the next few days now, we anticipate crossing 1,000 kilowatts or hitting that 1 megawatt goal.
1 megawatt is enough power for 30 to 40 homes, power that Riverside's city-owned utility won't have to purchase from a coal plant or other provider.
I think the thing about Riverside that is so good is a good attitude. They have a good attitude towards solar. They're moving towards solar.
The increased use of renewable energy is also helping keep local power rates low, certainly lower than electricity costs in other cities.
There's no reason why every other community can't do some component of what we're already doing here in Riverside. 70% of our sources of energy in Riverside by 2011 will not put any greenhouse gases into the atmosphere.
The Casablanca project is expected to be finished and online by the end of April. I'm Craig Figner, and this is InstantRiverside.com. All solar projects combined, both residential, commercial, city-owned, they are generating 1.2 megawatts of power within the city of Riverside. And it's a number that changes sometimes, quite frequently. If you wish, you can keep tabs at greenriverside.com. There is an ongoing meter that shows you on literally a minute-by-minute basis exactly how green Riverside is and how green it is becoming. Solar is even being used to power the newest parking meters in town. When the parking meter issue came up for debate, it was something that many Riversiders weighed in on, and we get that part of the story from our reporter, Crystal Cheshire.
Parking is a difficult issue downtown. We don't have enough parking spaces. We have to find a way to regulate them. The Smart Park program was an attempt at that, but it didn't work.
Officials from the city of Riverside introduced the Luke meter.
The Luke meter, the more high-tech, is exceptionally versatile. It will take dollars, it will take credit cards, it will take coins. You can call it on your cell phone and add time. The McKay meter will take coins, tokens, and a prepaid smart card. It won't take credit cards. You can call and add time with a cell phone.
Riverside residents tested both meters and voted for the one they thought would best suit downtown.
Why do you prefer the new staff? Because a lot of people don't usually carry change, with them only, and it accepts dollar bills and credit cards.
The Luke, I would say, would be the easiest due to the fact that it does take bills opposed to just change.
I'm Crystal Cheshire for InstantRiverside.com.
And of course, it cannot go unnoticed that these parking meters are solar powered. We are going to shift now on InstantRiverside.com to water conservation. One DMV office in the city of Riverside won a prestigious award for its landscaping done by a local company, receiving a national award.
All the plants that were chosen here are drought-resistant native plants. They require the minimum amount of water.
It is some of the trendiest landscaping in Riverside. It's totally green while having almost no lawn.
When you consider there's probably about 25 to 30,000 square foot of landscaping on this project, and there's probably only about 3,000 square foot of turf.
This minimalist look has been popular in cities like Palm Springs, but you're looking at Riverside's newest DMV office. Landscaper Mark Levi believes it's the future of landscaping for Inland Empire businesses and homes.
Long-term benefits will greatly outweigh the additional labor costs to get the initial system in. Water savings, lower maintenance costs, much higher reliability than your conventional tubing drip systems.
Yes, the plants are hip-looking and they're drought-resistant. The irrigation system puts water exactly where it's needed, when it's needed.
The difference with this system here is that this actually has hard piping. It's a PVC system throughout. This is an actual hard PVC piping system below ground. This type of system, this head is fixed here. It can't be moved. It's hard to be taken out.
Former drip systems were clumsy with above-ground spaghetti-typed piping.
We also zoned this system so that each side of the building is on its own valve. The back side of the building gets sun almost all day long, and the other side of the building gets sun in the afternoon only. So we zoned this system so that all four sides of this building have their own discrete valve that can be programmed separately.
Again, the result is precision irrigation.
The reality is that we don't have the water here to keep on irrigating these large turf areas. We're going to have to change our landscaping, we're going to have to change our irrigation practices, and have to focus more on conservation. The future of Southern California will be and is the conservation of one of our great resources, water, and that we're just going to have to change the way that we're landscaping.
Mark Levi has seen his share of trends, and he believes this one is here to stay. He calls it an economic necessity across the Inland Empire. I'm Craig Figner, and this is InstantRiverside.com. And Riverside was recently honored as the state's first Emerald City. It is an honor and designation for Riverside's recycling programs and an effort to do even more.
It means that Riverside has worked with the state of California to really push out environmental goals. Riverside is the first Emerald City in the state of California.
Bridget Luther is director of the state of California's Department of Conservation. Under her leadership, the city of Riverside and InstantRiverside.com partnered to create a campaign to help promote recycling.
90 days. That's how long it takes to recycle an aluminum can and make it useful again.
The message is simple. Don't simply toss out recyclables. They're cash in your hands.
And recycling is the easiest thing you can do. You guys have curbside and there's recycling containers all over the place. And really, in these times, go get that nickel back. Make sure you go back to the recycling center. Log on to bottlesandcans.com, type in your zip code, find the nearest recycling center. There's one near your work or your school. Did you know that when you bought the beverage container, you paid a nickel? So every time you throw that in the trash, you're actually throwing a nickel in the trash.
Bridget Luther's message, go get that nickel. She believes Riverside will hit an average recycling rate of 80% or higher. Many utility companies have tried to motivate people to go green with their landscaping by offering rebates. And then two utility companies joined forces. The Western Municipal Water District and Riverside Public Utilities joined forces for a contest that resulted in one person in the city of Riverside receiving a brand new, very green backyard. Here's a look. For Inland Empire homeowners, this is the new look of going green, water-wise landscaping, or what some people call xeriscaping.
Keep in mind, we are a desert community, even though we're called Riverside. People forget that here, I mean, we love it when it rains, but we truly are a desert community.
The owners of this Riverside home won a